Hey, what's up YouTube? It's me, White Sushi, and today I'm back with my first tier list video. This tier list video is gonna feature the best DPS characters and some of the shards they use, what are the pros and cons of using them. Actually, there's no cons. I'm not gonna be talking about the cons, but yeah, what are the pros and let's just get on with it, shall we? I'm gonna show you guys this list first. So I kind of have the entire list broken down into some tiers, 5 tiers actually: S plus, S, A, B, and C. This is to the best of my knowledge playing this game over the past few weeks since the loot update patch hit, and this should be quite accurate, although some people might disagree in some regard. But anyway, I'm gonna go over some of these characters and what puts them in these tiers. So starting off, we have the monk, which I'm currently on. So the strongest monk build is AP right now. I mean, hero damage is pretty good. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just gonna say that AP monk needs a special feature on this list. So AP monk is currently the S plus tier because everyone uses the AP monk for rollers. And rollers seems to be the only enemy that really requires any attention. So post match scaling on rollers is insane, which you guys already know. It does like tons of shatter damage, decent damage even on non-rollers, which is about kind of low, as you can see here, but it's not bad. About 3 million DPS. But of course, the shining point about monks is undoubtedly the ability to smash rollers. Can use chi blast for other bosses. Yeah, this is also a very distinct skill. Takes a little bit of skill to actually use it, but it does some decent damage as well. And last but not least, knockouts offer good CC against Lady Orcs so that you can actually knock Lady Orcs up when they run past a wall or something. Not that they should, but when it happens, at least you can knock them up and then just permanently stun them in the air if you can kill them. It kind of works. So for this build to work, you need some necessary shards. First, it's gonna be Smashing Fist. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys here Smashing Fist. Spawns a Fist dealing 220% ability power, and then after a while, there's another one that does 420%. So this shard is insane. You also need pole power, which is on your glove. It increases the damage of pole smash by 40%, as well as a critical strike. I mean, this is just a generally good shard. Even your abilities can crit, so critical strike is good as well. And yep, that's basically sums up monk. Essentially, monk is on S plus tier simply because he's the only character that matters against rollers, pretty much for the most part. Even though his his DPS is like pales in comparison to the next three I'm gonna show you guys. Alright, so moving on, I'm gonna be talking about the Holy Trinity, and what these three guys are is basically EV2, Huntress, as well as the Apprentice. Right now I only have my Huntress geared up. I'm just gonna show you a little bit of what the Huntress can do. So if I go up to this dummy, and it's a Dynamax, alright, whatever. So I'm just gonna hold my left click. Immediately you're gonna see that I'm doing like 13 million DPS, which is insane. Just holding left click to do 13 million damage, guys. 12 million now. But yeah, you guys get the point. So this is insane, and just holding left click is insane. It's good with AFK with start fire. So what you do is just type in the console start fire like this, and then your character will automatically left click, and then you can pretty much just sit your lane and then help your lane out with the DPS, while you go do other stuff. Not that I recommend that you guys AFK. Only 3 characters to benefit, yes, and this is the only 3 characters: the monk, sorry, not the monk, what am I, the monk? The Huntress, the EV2, and the, who's the other girl? Apprentice are the only characters to benefit from this shard called Charge Shot. So, right, they're also capable of sniping stuck enemies with relative ease. I'm looking at the roller on Crumble Bulwark for the most part, but another enemy stuck, just hold your left click and they should die. And a special mention to this shard, which is now unobtainable, called Lightning Touch. It's gonna bump your damage up a lot if you had it previously. If you don't, it's fine. Still does like 12-13 million, but if I think you have it, you can hit like 60 million, which is insane. Like this one shot gives you about 4 million worth of damage. So some necessary shards you want to be used is obviously charge shot. Like the only reason why these three guys are S tier, one tier above literally everything else, is the fact that they have this shard available to them called charge shot. The primary attacks have a 15% chance to fire a fully charged secondary attack. So you guys know the secondary attacks are insane, and this guy just has a 15% chance to fire a fully charged one, and the left click speed is like insane. So it kind of has like crazy synergies with each other. Fury Brimstone is just a generally good DPS shard. Critical Power Gambit is armor, gives you more hero damage but increased damage taken, that's fine. And then for your glove, which is a critical strike and Beacon of the Storm, Beacon of the Storm is actually amazing. It's hard to demonstrate how much damage it actually does, but it's actually amazing. That's a lot of damage. It takes out a lot of the trash mobs and stuff. Apparently I can't get it to hit the dummy, but it's fine. You guys get the point. This guy bounces from enemy to enemy and takes out most of the trash mobs in the game. Pretty damn good. Alright. Moving on, guys. Alright, so that's the next three, which is the so-called Crown Kings. I'm gonna call them the Crown Kings because they do not benefit from charged shot, which is why they are absolutely worse than the previous three. Don't get me wrong, they still do like a ton of damage, but they're just not as good, right? So what these three characters are is they are the Monk, DPS Monk, DPS Squire, DPS Lavamancer, as well as the mixed Gunwitch. I will go over Gunwitch in a bit. So what kind of playstyle these characters use is that they will buff themselves, and then they will either left click or right click depending on the character. But it's mostly left click except for the Monk. So you do something like this. I don't really have the gear for it, so this guy does about 500k, and then I'll use a heroic boost, and then suddenly I'm like, I should be doing higher. But yeah, it should be a lot higher than this. But you guys get the point, like, it just went up to like 600k. But if I have the correct gear and stuff, it's gonna scale pretty decently. And for the Lavamancer, it's gonna be using a Harden and then just holding left click. For Squire, it's using Provoke and left click. For the Gunwitch, it's just something special. And also, this offers a little extra utility from these buffs. So for the Monk, you get a bit of health back as well. For the Lavamancer, you get to get a bit of defenses, I believe, as well as attack speed from your Harden, or rather Inflame. And then for your Squire Provoke, you get to just taunt enemies and stuff. So yeah, that's like a plus point, I guess. So for Squire, you want to just hold left click, and then what you need to do damage, you just provoke yourself, and then just hit, and then you just do more damage. Just can see, but damage kind of double from that. So it's kind of amazing if you have the correct things set up for your characters. So some necessary shards are same thing: Power Gambit, Fury Brimstone. These two are pretty much key shards. I forgot I did left out Critical Strike, but Critical Strike is good as well. And something special about these characters is that you need the shard that buffs the buff of the character. So for Monk, it will be Heroic Power. It buffs the damage you get from Heroic Boost. The hero damage bonus from it. Then for Lavamancer is Tectonic Breaker. I'm not sure if you guys I can show you guys this. Yes, this one. Yep. For Harden deal, you want the inflamed version, which is a deal 370% hero damage as fire attack every third primary attack. So it does a lot of damage, extra damage rather. And the hardened mode, right, does about some armor stat in crushing damage, although it's not like worth mentioning. And then last but not least, we have Squire, which is enduring provocation. It just makes your provoke last like 7 seconds longer, which lets you do double your damage for 7 seconds extra. So that's pretty good, right? So I'm gonna make a special mention to Gunwitch. Gunwitch does not compare up to these characters in damage. Like Gunwitch does not do more damage than these other three guys I mentioned, but she's kind of in the same category because she has a lot of amazing utility. You can hold left click to destroy enemies, yes. And then you can get a bit of a cooldown reduction, go full glass cannon AP. You'll be able to do something interesting, which is the left click into frostbite. So you just keep spamming this combo. And if you have correct shards such as inspiring strikes, inspiration, and helmet, get a bit of cooldown reduction. You can pretty much do this like permanently. So and then this frostbolt is gonna supplement your damage enough that your damage is not much further off from the previous 3 buff characters I mentioned. Alright, last but not least guys, last but not least, this video is getting a little bit draggy, but yeah, we have the Bible Thumb Boys. These guys are basically the Abyss Lord, EV2, Dryad, as well as believe I mentioned Lavamancer. So these guys can do some pretty crazy bursts. Lavamancer with the Abyss Stones when they shatter. EV2, okay, I need to mention something special about EV2 later. Talk about her later. Lavamancer with the bouncing molten cores, as well as I believe Dryad with the falling star thing in her corruption form. So they can do some crazy burst damage. But of course, this damage does not add up. You cannot spam them as easily as just simply holding your left click. So in overall DPS, these characters lose out to the previous 2 tiers, and they basically lack consistent damage. They require attention to resource management. This basically means that you're gonna have to pay attention to your mana. For the Dryad, you have to pay attention to your star power, and for your EV, you have to pay attention to overheating and stuff. So, alright. And Lavamancer is just insane. You can't get Lavamancer working without his fishes because Lavamancer requires fishes to get so-called energy or other mana. And the fishes aren't really a thing, which is why kinda Lavamancer has a bit of issue getting builds done in the current meta. Special mention to EV2 because what EV2 can do is that she can set up bots. Let me just show you guys how she can set it up. So what she can do is that if she check a lane and it's gonna be like a roller spawning from this door, for example, she can set it up like if this is your wall, for example, like you have a wall here, you can stand somewhere here, and then you can start setting up your bots here. And then what this does is that when the roller comes out and then walks to your wall, these bots will explode behind the roller and where his weak spot is and do like a ton of damage. And if you have like good gear and stuff, you'll be able to one-shot the roller. It requires a little bit of setting up in between waves, but the ability to instant keep rollers is kind of precious, I guess. And yep, that's the Abyss. This is a Dryad skill that I was talking about, the falling star thing. And some of these characters are capable of doing a bit of utility skills, such as Abyss out with all the fountains and stuff, which is really nice. And EV2 with a bit of crowd control with the Decoy. It confuses the shit out of enemies, so if you guys are having trouble with that, could look into this. And yeah, we are currently done with the tier list. Everything else is, I believe, not worth mentioning. I don't think I've missed anything out. Hopefully this tutorial helped you. I didn't show you guys the necessary shards for these other characters with AP builds because they have a lot of shards that kinda get them going. You kinda need a lot of these shards, so just equip basically every shard available to these characters and it should be fine. Alright, so it's been a pretty long video, but I'm just gonna wrap it up. Top tier is definitely Monk because they destroy rollers, and rollers are kinda the only enemies you need to worry about in this game. So for the S tier, second highest tier is gonna be the Holy Trinity. These 3 guys, EV2, Apprentice, and Huntress. Actually, these 3 girls. I keep thinking Apprentice is a girl, but yeah. Let's just say girls because EV2 and Huntress, right? These 3 are the highest tier of DPS because they can have this shard, the charge shot that makes them work. Following which are Monk, Lavamancer, and Squire, which are the buff heroes. They buff themselves and then they left click, which does a lot of damage, although it's not as much as those with charge shot. And special mention to Gunwitch because she can technically match the other 3 in power just by spamming enough cooldown and going for like a glass cannon build, spamming her left click and Frostbolt, whatever it is called. And for tier B, it's gonna be the just generally the AP classes, Abyss Lord, EV2, Dryad, and Lavamancer. Just putting up your skills, doing a lot of damage with ability power. And lastly, tier C, everything else that hasn't been named. So I don't know what kind of crazy builds you guys have, like laser EV. I don't even think that's good, but yeah, basically all this random stuff on the side. So once again, thanks to all you guys for watching my video. I'll be putting out more tier lists over the week or the next. Some map tier lists, some tower tier lists actually. So if you enjoy my content, give me a subscribe on my YouTube channel. I also stream over at Twitch TV, so give me a follow there. And also, if you guys see me in game, do say hi. My in-game name is actually just White Sushi. I never changed this up, so yeah. I'll see you guys either on my live stream later on in about 3 hours, 3-4 hours, or in my next YouTube video. Peace out.